Hello. Hi everyone. So my name is Amit. In today's video, we are going to talk about analyzing data using Tableau Part 2. Over here in this session, we are going to analyze a UK bank data. So we have a data of UK bank customers, and the data is such where what we have is we have the information about the customers in terms of customer ID, name of the customer, surname of the customer, gender of the customer, what's the age of the customer, from which region of UK that customer is, what type of job that customer is doing, when did he join the bank, and how much balance is there in that customer's account. Now, using this data, we are going to understand and analyze that how the bank can understand in which region they have more number of customers, or maybe from which age group the bank has more number of customers. The bank would like to understand do they have more of customers who are maintaining high balance or more customers who are maintaining low balance. In this whole activity, there are a lot of new things that are going to come to your plate. You will learn on how to correct the geographical locations. You are going to learn on how to create parameters, how to create bins, and how to create and use table calculations. And ultimately, we will be creating a dashboard with the help of which, bank can try to understand, like if they have to acquire new customers, in which region they should focus on, what is the age group that they should target, what is the kind of offers they should be launching, right? Like for example, if the bank has more customers maintaining high balance, so they can go to the customers and ask them to invest their money. If they're having more customers who are maintaining low balance, they can sell them the credit cards, they can sell them the loans, etc. So that's how we are going to analyze this data. So let's directly jump onto the Tableau and start analyzing it. So once we come to the Tableau, this data file that we have, this is a text file. So when you have to load the data from a text file, you have to click on text file option, and then you have to go to that path where that file is placed and you select it. Once that file is selected, you will see the complete data of that CSV file can be seen over here. So we can see we have the customer ID, name, surname, gender, age. All the columns have been loaded in the Tableau interface. Let's go to the sheet 1. And what we will do is, the first analysis that I would like to do is, I would like to analyze customers by region. So I would like to understand how many customers do we have from the different regions of UK. In order to do this analysis, I would like to create a map. So if I come over here in my fields, so I can see there is a column of region. Now, if I drag region over here, I'm not going to get a map. See, I get all the region names which are coming in the form of a text. So what's the reason we are not able to get a map over here? The reason is that Tableau is not reading this column of region as geographical. Tableau is reading this column of region as geographical data. So what happens is, like when you load the data in Tableau, so Tableau reads the header names, right? Like for example, if the column name is having a ID word in that, like we have a column of customer ID, although the data type of this column is numeric, but we know that on IDs, we never do any aggregations. We never say what is the average of customer ID, sum of customer ID, minimum customer ID, or likewise. So that's why automatically this column has been kept under dimensions and not under measures. Similarly, when the data is geographical, so in most of the cases, what will happen is you will get the geographical data in the form of country, state, city, postal code, etc. When the column names are such, so Tableau is able to identify that the data in those columns is going to be geographical. But over here, the column name is region. Now, region is something, which can be anything, right? Region can be East region, North region, West region. Regions are sometimes categorized as EMEA, Africa, LATAM, right? Or maybe region A, region B, region C. So region do not have a defined geographical, the latitudes and longitudes assigned to them. So that is why this column is being loaded as a text data. So what I can do is I can tell Tableau that, hey Tableau, the data in this column of region is actually geographical. And how to do that? You simply right click on region, and over here you will see an option of geographic role. Now when this option comes geographic role, you will see a lot of options are coming: airport, area code, city, country, state, province, etc. Now you have to be very careful that you pick the right option from here. If you know that the data in region column is of some airports, select airport. If it is the data of some city, select city. If these are countries, select countries. So right now the data that I have in this column of region, these are the provinces of UK. So we have the locations like England, Scotland, Northern Ireland. So they are basically provinces of UK. So I will choose the option of state or province. The moment you choose that option, you will get a geographical symbol over here. And also latitudes and longitudes are also generated, which were not there previously. Now with the help of this, what will now happen is we will be able to create a map over here in Tableau. So let's create that up. Now let's drag region over here. And you all will see a map comes up, but I don't see any locations tapped on it. It is all a blank map. But instead, you see a 4 unknown message in the bottom right. So that means there are 4 locations which Tableau is able to understand, but it is not able to plot it. So let's figure it out. Let's click on the message 4 unknown. So Tableau is giving you a message that there are 4 values that have unknown geographical locations. What do you want to do? So I will say, let me figure out, let's edit the location and let's see what's the issue. So I can see the locations are England, Northern Ireland, Scotland and Wales. All 4 are unrecognized. So if I clearly look on this window, so there is a problem over here in country. So what Tableau is doing right now, it is trying to identify or find all these locations in India. So basically base country or a default country over here, Tableau is taking it as India. Why India? Because I have installed this software with the Indian network. So it is taking default country as India. So these locations are not in India. These are in United Kingdom. So I'll choose United Kingdom over here. And you can see now all the locations have been correctly tapped. And if I now click on OK, I will be able to see all the 4 locations have been marked on this map. So that's how I have got all my 4 locations correctly mapped over the map with some tweakings that I had to do on the data. Now if I click over here on automatic, see right now I'm getting a bubble chart. If I click over here on map, what this will do, this will change the map into a filled map. You will be able to see all the locations are now having completely filled colors in them. Looks little more better because we were having just 4 dots previously. Now what I would like to do is I would like to understand how many customers do we have from each region over here. So for doing that, there are a couple of ways. I can drag customer ID on the color. And when you drag customer ID, since customer ID is being loaded as a dimension, so you will start seeing a color defined for each customer ID. But what we really want, we don't want customer IDs, we want the count of customer ID. So I will right click on this customer ID and I will change the measure to count. And that's how now what happens is I get a color gradient. So I can see over here, darker the blue, higher the count, lighter the blue, lower the count. So by looking at this chart, I can see that over here, this location England has the highest count. And if I come over here on Northern Ireland, this has the lowest count. So definitely bank is having a lot of customers from England that I can see or understand from this chart, and minimum customers in Northern Ireland. So they have a lot of opportunities to explore and gain more customers in some of the regions like Northern Ireland and Wales. So what I've done right now is I have used count of customer ID. Another way for getting the count is, see, if I remove this field, there is one field that gets automatically generated in Tableau, that is count. See, this count field that you see, this is generated in every data set. It's not like particularly this has been generated only in this data set. Whenever you load any data set, the count field automatically gets generated over there. So the use of this count is, if you put it anywhere on the chart, it will give you the count of values. So for example, if I put the count on the color, I get the same information. It counts how many times England is coming, counts how many times Northern Ireland is coming, and likewise. And I can get the same chart without doing any calculations or making any changes on the field right now. So this is how we have been able to achieve the geographical analysis of the data by modifying some of the geographical points on this data over here. Now let's add another sheet. Over here, we would like to do a gender analysis. Now in this gender analysis, what I would like to understand is, I would like to see, do we have more of males or females in the data? So for doing that, I'm going to use the gender field. Let's bring gender over here. And I can use the count field again. So if I put the count over here, I'll get the count of males and females. So the best chart to represent this would be a pie chart. Let's convert this into a pie chart. And let's make it as an entire view. So I can see blue is female and orange is male. Now on this pie chart, let's put gender on the label. And I would like to put the count on the label as well. So I can see male and female count on the pie chart itself. Now once I have this male and female, see what happens now is, whenever someone takes a look on the pie chart, their understanding is that they would be seeing the numbers in the form of percentage. So what I would like to do right now is, I would like to change this male and female count in the form of percentages. Now how can I get the percentage of male and female is, see, it's a simple calculation. I would like to divide the number of males by the overall total, number of female by the overall total. Now in order to do so, I don't need to make any calculated field. There is a feature which we call it as table calculation. Table calculation is something, what it does is, this helps you in doing on the fly calculations. So on the fly calculations means that you don't have to make any calculated field. Tableau can do those calculations on the chart directly. You just have to select those calculations. These are predefined calculations that you have. Predefined calculations like, you will find running total. If you want to find the moving sum, you have running total, you have percent of total, you have ranking, you have percentile. So there are a lot of such calculations that you can use. So for now, what I do is, how will I apply this up? Let's see it. See, on this pie chart, you will see there are a lot of things that you see right now. See, this gender is used on color. How do I get to know? This icon over here, color to color. This count is used on angle, because in pie chart there is an angle. Bigger the angle, higher the value. Smaller the angle, lower the value. You have size. So size is also put up over here. The count is used on the size as well. Gender and count we have put up on the labels also. See, I would like to change the labels into the percentage. How can I do that? If I right click on this, I will get an option of quick table calculation, and I will see the set of predefined calculations that I have. Running total, difference, percent of total, rank, percentile, moving average, etc. I would like to go ahead with percent of total. The moment I do that, you will see the numbers are changed into the percentage format. So I can see 53.9% are male and 46% are female. If you feel you want to control the decimal places of this, you can right click and you can say format. And over here in this, come to the number formatting, and we can change this into percentage and play with the decimal places. So let's keep it up till 2 decimal places, and there we can see this calculation right now. So I can see these many percentage are male and this much is female. The next analysis that we're going to do over here is, we will do age analysis. I would like to understand from which age group do we have more customers and from which age group we have less customers. So let's see how do we do that. See, over here, if you all will notice, age is something which is coming as a measure. If I bring the age I will get the sum of the age, which is not giving me any analysis, right? We never sum the age. But what I would like to do is I would like to see how many people are of 15 years, 16 years, 17 years, likewise. So I'll remove the sum age from here. First of all, I will have to convert the age into dimension. So once I convert the age into a dimension, if I bring the age on the chart, see, now there is no aggregation that is happening in this. I can see each of the age coming individually over here on this chart. I can pick up the count field and put in the rows, and I will be able to see the count of customers that we have from the different age group. So from here I can see that there are 30 customers who are having the age of 18, 19 customers who are having the age of 19. We have 185 customers who are having the age of 34. So if I take a look on this chart, as a picture, I can see that most of the customers are lying in the middle age, that is from 30 to 40. As the age is increasing, the number of customers are decreasing. And when the age is on the lower side, the number of customers are less. Now in this case, definitely I am able to get my insights, and it is useful as well for me. But what I would like to do right now is, I would like to convert this chart in the form of a histogram. See, a histogram is a chart where you define the groups, which we call it as bins. For example, I would like to showcase that how many people are in the age of 15 to 20, 20 to 25, 25 to 30. So when you create the bins, so what happens is you will have lesser number of bars and the analysis will remain the same, right? You will still be able to figure out in which age group you have more number of customers. So that is something is what we are going to do right now. So this is called as bins. So where you define the bins. So a histogram typically is something which we use to show frequency distribution, right, for continuous variable. Now what is continuous variable? See, age is like continuous. A person can have an age of 20, 20.1, 20.2, 20.3. That is called as continuous variable. Similarly, you have something called as discrete. See, discrete means something which is countable, right? Like for example, if I say number of rooms, see, number of rooms is now countable. We will have 2 rooms, 3 rooms, 5 rooms. We will not say 2.1, 2.2, 2.3. That is called as discrete data. So histogram is something which helps us in the frequency distribution. Frequency means count. So you will always show count only. Let's see how do we do that. I will right click on age. I will get an option of create and I will say create bins. If I click on create bins, I will get a new field that I can create age bin. And over here you define the size of the bins. I'm going to define the size of the bins as 5. And I want the distribution from 15 to 20, 20 to 25 and likewise. So over here at the bottom, in the box, Tableau also shows you what is the minimum age, maximum age, difference between the minimum and maximum, and count of distinct values. So you see, when you get the age bins, a separate field has been created. You will remove the age from here and bring the age bin instead. So I can see this is 15 to 20, 20 to 25, 25 to 30 and likewise. So you will not get the information in the form like, it will not show it as a pair. It will just give you the starting point. So what we do is we generally increase the thickness of the bars. So bars are kept very close to each other. So, you can get an idea that yes, this is a histogram. A histogram will have the bars which are very continuous. So this is 15 to 20, 20 to 25 and 30 to 35 likewise. So analysis remains the same. We have most of the customers lying in the age of 30 to 40. So that's how we have achieved our age analysis. Let's move forward and let's do another analysis. Here, I would like to do a balance analysis. Just like the way we did the age analysis, where we were trying to understand whether we have more customers, in the younger age group, middle age group, or senior age group. We are over here going to do a balance analysis to understand whether we have more customers maintaining low balance, medium balance, or high balance. Approach will be quite similar what we did in the balance analysis. So if you will see, balance is something which is again coming as a measure. So if I drag directly the balance over here, I am going to get sum of balance. But I don't want the sum. I will drag the balance up and convert this into the form of a dimension. And let's bring balance over here in the columns. Now, when you bring balance over here in the columns, you will notice that, balance is something which is very wide. The age is something which can be between 10 to 100, 15 to 100 and likewise. But balance is something which is very, very wide, right? A person can have a very low balance as good as few dollars. Another person can have $1 million. So balance range is very, very wide, which we can see over here as well. And if suppose I bring the count and would like to understand how many people we have of the different balance, that's going to be, something like almost unique. One person is having a balance of 11.52, one person having 21. So for most of the balances, I can see there is only one person. So this chart is, so like I can see two customers are having the same balance, 9867.56. So this chart is not of any use to me till now. So what I can do, can I create the bins on this? Yep. So let's follow the same process. If I right click on the balance, I will say create bins. When I create the bins, over here you will see Tableau itself is suggesting me a bin size which is of 3977. So this bin size is a bit higher, on the higher side, because I cannot keep a bin size of 5 in this case. See, if I see over here, minimum balance is 12 and maximum balance is 1,83,468. So ideally I should keep a bin size of 5,000. Let's click OK and you will see a new field is created. Let me remove balance from here and let's bring balance bin over here. I will change this chart into an entire view. So from here I can see the customers maintaining the balance between 0 to 5K, 5 to 10K, 10 to 15K and likewise. So as the balance is increasing, the number of customers are decreasing. So that's what I can see over here right now. So I can say that most of the customers are maintaining the balance on the lower side. So that's what I get an insight from this chart over here. Now, when I am creating this chart, so I have kept a bin size of 5,000. Probably, while you were watching this video and I was creating the bins, a thought would have come that, maybe Amit will keep a bin size of 10,000 or you would like to keep a bin size of 8,000. So you might have different options or thoughts for defining the bin size. So that's where what we are going to learn right now is that how we can give this control to the end user. So for example, if I share this report with someone and that person wants to make some changes, he feels like, okay, the 5,000 bin size is okay, but I would like to see how the chart looks like if we had a bin size of 7,000 or 10,000. So that's where what we can do is we can create a functionality called as parameters. So parameters, this is a feature with which end user can give some input. Right? So with this what will happen is the end user will be able to give the input. Suppose he enters the bin size of 10,000, the chart will change to a bin size of 10,000. If he enters the number as 15,000, the chart will change to a bin size of 15,000. So for this we create parameters. Now parameter is something which is very, very useful feature that you have in the Tableau. You are going to use this up in a lot of scenarios, right? Wherever you want to take the input from the user, you can apply a parameter in that case. So for using the parameter, first of all, you have to create the parameter. You have to show the parameter and you have to assign the parameter. Okay. These are the 3 steps that are going to go in this. Let's try to understand it. If I click on this little arrow, I will say, let me create a parameter. So, this option you will get at multiple places. You can also right click in the white space. There also you will get the option of create parameter. I will give this parameter a name. Let's call it as balance bin parameter. Then you have to choose the data type. Data type is what kind of data user is going to enter over there. I'm saying user will enter integer, because see, bin size he will definitely enter in the form of an integer number, not some decimals and all. Then you have three options: allowable values, all, list, and range. See, all means user can put any integer that comes to his mind. That's what we understand by the term all. So we will explore all three of them. Let's select all this time. Okay. And you will see a parameter is created. If I right click on this parameter and I say show parameter, you will see parameter comes on my screen. I can put anything in this: 1000, 5000, 50,000, 10,000. So whatever number comes to my mind, I can put in this. But right now the chart is not changing because we have not assigned this parameter. See, because the field that we have used over here, balance bin, that is having a value of 5,000. So what we want, that whatever number we pass over here, that should get passed over here in the balance bin. If I edit the balance bin, so the number that you have 5,000, if the number that you have over here is able to get passed in this, your chart will change. So I'll click on this and I will say, you will see your parameter name will be coming over there, balance bin parameter. We can create a parameter from here also, but we will choose this parameter name because we have already created this balance bin parameter, and okay. You see the chart changes. If I put the number as 7,000, if I put the number as 10,000, if I put the number as 5,000, so my chart is now completely dynamic, where user can give some input and the chart is going to change based on that. Now I will edit this. So earlier I was using the option of all. If I choose list, see in the list what happened is I am saying user can enter 5,000, 7,000, 10,000, 12,000. Now user can enter only these four values and nothing else. So if I click on OK, if I have 5,000, it takes it. If I try to enter 6,000, see, I won't be able to enter it because that number is not there in the list. What I can do, if I click on this little arrow, I can change it in the form of a single value list, so a user can see what values he can enter. Right? This options you will not get in all, because in all user can put anything, so you can't show him a list. You can give him a compact list where he can select from the list and select the value. We can give him a slider where a user can slide over here and choose the value. And we have a type in where a user can type also. But in this case, let's try to keep it as single value list where user can select and the values will change. Likewise, if I edit this, we have an option of range. See, in range what happen is I am saying user can enter anything between 5,000 to 12,000, and I can define a step size. I am defining a step size of 1,000, which means that the values will jump by 1,000. You will be able to enter 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, 8,000, 9,000, and likewise. I click on OK. 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, 8,000. So that's how the user is able to enter the values based on which the chart will keep changing. So these are the different ways through which you can create a parameter and assign it to a chart. Some of the other examples, like for example, in our earlier activity, we had created a chart where we had shown top 5 products. You can actually assign a parameter there also, where a user can enter a value that, for example, if he wants to see top 10, so he will just put a number as 10. The chart will start showing top 10 products. If he enters the number as 15, the chart will start showing the top 15 products. So that's where that parameter can be used. Now we will do another analysis where I would like to showcase job classification analysis. In this chart over here, I would like to understand from which age group. In this chart, I would like to showcase from which job we have more number of customers and where we have less number of customers. So I pick up the field of job classification, put it over here, and I pick up the field of count and put it in the rows. You will see I get a chart where I can show the count of customers. I'm going to convert this into a tree map. The tree map is a new kind of a chart that you're going to see right now. This chart, shows you output in the form of boxes. Bigger the box, higher the count. Smaller the box, lower the count. I can keep this chart as an entire view. So now it also shows you color gradient. Darker the blue, higher the count. Lighter the blue, lower the count. So let's do one thing. Let's put the count on the label as well. And I'm going to right click on this count and let's change it to % of total. So I can see 48% of the customers are doing a white collar job and almost similar kind of people are doing blue collar and other kind of jobs. So most of the customers from white collar job are someone who are the part or are the customers of this bank right now. So these are the different insights that we have done. If you see, we have done 5 analysis. Now what I would like to do is I would like to create a dashboard out of it. So let's add a dashboard where we will bring all these insights together to one single place. Let's make this chart dashboard. Let's make this dashboard automatic so it gets adjusted according to our screen view. I'll bring the first chart, that is a map. Let's bring the second chart. So when you're dragging it, please be careful. These gray colors are going to help you where the chart is going to come up. The third one, let's place it over here. Fourth chart, let's place it. So I placed it a little wrong, so I can move it. And I'll try to keep it over here. And third chart, let's keep it over here. I will resize these charts. For all these charts, I have brought them over here on the dashboard. We can add some borders around these charts. I'll go in the layout. So you click on the layout option, click on the borders, and let's apply some black borders around it. So there is a little bit of a neatness. I feel this pie chart is a little bit small. So let's go to this sheet. So if you click on this icon, go to sheet. I will increase the size of this. Too big. You can see the pie chart is taking more area over here. If I come on the right side, see, I will remove all the unwanted elements. Like for example, I don't need this legend because I can see male and female written on the chart itself. So can I remove it? These two things, maybe, I can bring it just below the chart where a person can identify which color is signifying what value. Let's bring this balance bin parameter near to this balance chart itself. Let's try to keep it at the bottom where the user will be able to change this and the chart will change. And this is something which is not required, so I can remove it. If I click on dashboard, I'm now going to say show dashboard title, where I will call it as UK Bank Customer Report. I can make the things center aligned, make it bold. I can play with the font size and font styling. Let's put some nice color to it. You can see my report is ready. I'll go in the format. Let's format the dashboard. When you click on format dashboard, you will see on the left hand side these options will come up where you can apply some formatting on it. Let's apply some background color like this to it. Titles, if you see the titles of this sheet, so we will click on worksheet titles. Let's make their font size a little small. They are too big right now. Let's make them bold. Now, if you see, the charts are having the back as white. Like if you right click on them, you can say format in the chart. So you will see formatting options for the chart will open on the left hand side of your screen. You want to play with the fonts, you want to play with the alignments or shadings. Like for example, if I say I don't want to give any shading, see, I am trying to, embed the charts as if they are in the background itself. I will select this histogram. I will make the shading as none. I will select this chart. I will make the shading as none. And same over here. I'll make the shading as none. This map, I can't change the shading, but I can go on the map and I can apply some background layers like this. So if you see, little bit formatting can enhance the overall experience of your report. Now on this dashboard, what we will do is we will apply some action filters. Now action filter is where I want that if I click on any of the charts, the data should get filtered on the remaining charts. So I would like to make my map act as an action filter. So I select the map and I will click on this option of use as filter. So the benefit of this is if I click over here on Scotland, you will notice all the charts filter out for Scotland. If I click on England, all the charts filter out for England, and I click it back, all the data is back over here on the reports. I will add a new interesting feature over here, which is called a story. The storytelling is a feature which is something which is very rarely used, but this is used if you have to give some sort of presentation, right? So if you have to present in a meeting what all analysis you have derived, so you can take the help of a story in this. In the story, what happen is you can drag the sheets over here. If I drag the sheet 1, right? So I can write a caption. In the story, you will see on the left hand side, you get all the sheets and the dashboard. Over here, I'm going to write England has the highest customers. This is my first chart and the insights that I've got from here. I can add a blank page from the left hand side. Over here, I can drag the second sheet. So we can make the view also as automatic. So it adjusts according to the screen size. Over here, I would like to say male and female customers are similar. I can add another blank page. I can add the third chart where I would like to showcase most of the customers are in the age of 30 to 40. I will add another blank page, which is this, where I would like to show most of the customers are maintaining low balance. I can add one more blank page where I will say most of the customers are doing white collar job. I will add one more blank page where I can put the complete dashboard itself. So if people want to see the complete view in one single view, so I can show that up. I will double click on story and I will write it as UK Bank story. Make it bold, line and OK. If I show you on the entire view, I can very easily navigate and explain my analysis in the meeting. That's what the benefit of this story is. Over here, I will write the dashboard. What I can also do is I can click over here on format. Now I will say format story. So you can give some shading effects over here as well. You can, make your navigators, like if you want to make the text as bold, you want to give some shading effects over here. So those are the things you can add over here in this report right now. So that's how my story is now ready. If we see, this is the complete analysis that we have done, where we have all the different insights and the learnings have come in the form of editing geographical locations. We have done the learnings in the form of how you can, create the bins, create the parameters, do the table calculations, make a complete dashboard, and do the storytelling. So in this session, we will talk till here. I hope you were all able to understand the things and you will be able to apply them practically. So see you in the next sessions. Thank you, everyone.